today. A little bit about Alana. Alana Diaz-Sutton is responsible for business development at the Sutton Connection, and therefore is the face and voice that the clients interact with throughout the process. Prior to joining the Sutton Connection, Alana worked at a DC nonprofit association for 7 years, where some of her duties involved conducting webinars, speaking at medical conferences, and providing technical and procedural support. In her homeland of Trinidad, Alana worked in the banking industry for 5 years, where she was constantly promoted to different positions, which afforded her a holistic knowledge of banking. As a result of her background, Alana is passionate about financially assisting small businesses, which is why the transition from a nonprofit association to business development at the Sutton Connection was a seamless one. On a personal note, Alana has been happily married for over 8 years to her husband, Drew. She has 2 sons, Andrew and Luke, who are 5 years and 8 months respectively. One thing that you might not know about Alana is that she has read literally hundreds of books and can actually read an average-sized book in about 4 hours. As a result, she donates the books that she reads to her local public library. Without further delay, Ms. Alana Diaz-Sutton.
So good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
For the next 10 minutes, I'm going to talk to you about the Sutton Connection, the type of clients that we're looking for, and the different types of alternative funding that we are able to provide. So the Sutton Connection is a veteran-owned small business. The owner of the company is a Marine. And we partner with several organizations as well as private investors to be able to fund small businesses, municipalities, as well as schools. Have invoice discounting, equipment finance, as well as business funding using retirement plans and SBA financing as well. So let's talk about invoice factoring or discounting. So the questions for potential clients would be, are you a business to business? So as long as you are doing business with another business, we are able to fund an invoice discount. Are you currently selling products or services and invoicing your customers, and will immediate working capital help your business to grow? So invoice factoring, we're able to get only what you need. So if you have one invoice that's a particular troublesome customer, we can just use that invoice. We don't have to do every single transaction that you have. There are no commitment issues. And for first-time customers, we're actually able to fund you within 24 hours. So how does that work? Well, we can advance up to 90% of that invoice within 24 hours. Then after we are paid by that other company, we would take our fee out, and then you would get the rest. And repeat customers, you can actually receive funds in less than 4 hours. So the medical accounts receivable financing, where this comes in is mostly our healthcare providers, as well as like your dentists, and basically these are the ones that are being paid by the insurance companies, and there are commitment issues. We have to finance or factor all of the invoices for that healthcare provider. And they can choose whether they want to receive money weekly or bi-weekly, which is awesome because they're able to make payroll and they know that every Friday or every other Friday that they have cash coming in. Merchant cash advances. And what that is any business that most of their sales uses MasterCard or Visa card. And what we can do is we can actually advance them based on their future credit card sales. So the benefits of merchant cash advances, there's no fixed payment amount. So it's not like you have a $2,000 payment that's due at the end of the month. It does not work that way. What we do is we actually take a percentage on a daily basis. So say, for instance, like 10%. So 10% of your MasterCard or Visa card sales is taken on a daily basis. So, of course, you have the 90% to do what you want. And the awesome thing about that is if you have a really bad day, less gets taken out. If you have an awesome day, more gets taken out. It can be used for any business need. Right now, I'm in the process of doing an application for a restaurant owner who's opening a tiki bar on Solomon's Island. So, any business need. Upon approval, you receive funding within 10 business days. Now, if I have the business owner's full cooperation, we can actually get you funding in 4 business days.
All right.
And no personal collateral is needed. So the basic criteria to qualify for a merchant cash advance, you have to have been in business for 1 year or longer. Business must have a physical location and process a minimum of $5,000 per month in MasterCard and Visa card sales. So just a couple of examples of businesses that we are able to fund. You have your restaurants, medical practices, hardware stores, florists. Equipment leasing. Now we have a wide range of lending programs available for our equipment leasing. We can get you a credit decision within 24 to 48 hours, and we are able to finance a minimum of $5,000 to about $500,000. In certain circumstances, we can actually finance more than $500,000. So the different types of equipment, and if you've had a one-on-one with me, I always tell you equipment is equipment to the business that needs it. So if you're a moving company, you need to get a truck. That's equipment. We can finance that. Medical equipment, vending machines, restaurant equipment. We can also do computers as well. So managed services. Basically, what we can do is we can bundle the entire cost of everything in there for you. Recently did a transaction for a guy for printers. So what we can do is we can finance the cost of the printer, the maintenance agreement to take care of the printer, as well as any installation costs for the printer and the shipping and handling costs as well. So everything can be financed. Any questions? How?
Startup businesses, new in business, would that be a good referral?
Absolutely. We are able to do startup businesses.
Okay, even with no established line of credit, that's not a problem?
That's not a problem. With startup businesses, we can do the equipment leasing portion of it, as well as we have the SBA financing that we're able to do as well.
You just answered my question. I was going to ask, in addition to buying equipment, you also finance leasing?
Yes. And let me explain that. A lot of people, when they think about leasing, which has been my experience, they think about like car leasing, and you do own the equipment at the end of the lease. It is yours. Depending on the type of lease that you choose, what you can do is, for instance, like a printer, at the end of, say, the 3-year lease, you can upgrade the printer. So you can send the printer back to the vendor, upgrade it to the new and improved version, and just continue paying on that lease. So that's an option as well. Barrett.
Okay, invoice buying, is that only when a business is owed by another business? Or?
Yes. It's only business to business. Ken.
When you speak to somebody, and I know on a one-to-one, I'll find out a little bit more detail, but in a general basis, is it better if I call you, or let's say I'm talking to a client, right, who owns a restaurant, and I say, hey, look, do you have any, because I would probably jack it up, what you do, so is it best if I said, hey, do you mind if I have somebody call you about any financing needs you might have? Is that how you would recommend somebody to refer you?
Absolutely. And one thing that's very helpful is that my services are free to the client. And so I will sit down with them, I will have a consultation with them, and we can sit down and work out what type of financing they need, what their needs are. I'll tell you a short story. Went to a veteran event last week, Tuesday, met someone who was interested in financing, and she didn't have any business. Had been in business since 2006, technically. However, she had never had any contracts. and she was looking for working capital. So what I did was she's in North Carolina. I had a telephone conference with her, was able to connect her with an outsourced HR firm, and they're actually getting together, and he's helping her to get business. So it doesn't always have to be about me actually financing a deal. I will actually help them to grow their business as well.
Right.
Yes, ma'am.
Does your business coordinate well with bankers who cannot provide a loan for other reasons? Are you able to assist the customer where a bank cannot do that?
Absolutely. Because we are able to provide solutions that banks cannot or will not provide to their clients. So I do have banking relationships, and if they turn down someone, they'll refer them to me, and most of the time, we can provide financing to that client.
And that's why I was looking for whether a bank would be a good associate for you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And then if I can't do something, I can pass it on to them. So absolutely. Win-win.
Thank you, Alana. Let's make a concerted effort actually to have a one-on-one with Alana and find out more what she does as well. You talk about the consummate professionals. We are truly an educational-based networking group. It's well-versed